Welcome to the final, the Women's Under-17 Championship. Mexico and the United States will battle it out for gold in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I'm Maura Sheridan, glad to have you along with us tonight. 89 degrees, 12% chance of rain. It's been pretty muggy all week. Let's take a look at how both of these teams got here. Again, Mexico took on Puerto Rico in the semifinal match, and it was all Mexico all the time. Mirabel Flores got deflected there, and right there, the best scorer for Mexico so far in this tournament, Valerie Vargas, is there to clean it up. Now, Alice Soto has another beautiful finish. She had a hat trick a couple of games ago, and she just picks up where she left off. That one just squeaks by Anderson and net. And then Serta not done here for Mexico. Back-to-back games with a goal for Serta. Vargas just wants a brace because she's known for multi-goal performances. That it makes it 4-0. And then one other goal for Mexico here. This is the final tally. Tatiana Flores, who came in as a sub, and it's a 5-0 win for Mexico. So pretty easy in that victory to get to this final. It wasn't too bad for the United States either. Took on Canada, and you see Gamero cuts through. Beautiful save to start. And the United States really upped the ante in the second half. Rabimbas with goal number 1. Makes it 1-0. Martineau. There's a floater from Kohler up over the crossbar, so it's just 1-0 at halftime. Gamero gets things started. Another fantastic save for Lallier for Canada. She had 11 stops. The United States could have won by more. Rabimbaso gets a brace there. Moving forward, makes it 2-0. She has 7 goals, by the way. Martineau with another shot. Like you see, Lallier just saved the day for Canada so many times. But Gamero with her 5th goal in this tournament leads the United States to a 3-0 victory. More than anything, what's important to note about those two matches is it punches the ticket for both Mexico and the United States to the World Cup in India later this year. We'll see this final in just a few moments. Procession, lineups, kickoff coming up.
Damas y caballeros, les pedimos ponerse de pie para el himno nacional de México. mantenerse de pie para el himno nacional de Estados Unidos.
Ready for the final between the United States and Mexico here in the Concacaf U-17 Championship. Canada has punched their ticket after winning the third place match earlier today against Puerto Rico. These two teams already know they're going to the World Cup. Here is that starting lineup for Mexico. Colin is the captain yet again. They've got so many weapons, it's really hard to pinpoint just one, but Tatiana Flores, Alice Soto, and Vargas there. Those are the big three, but like I said, I mean, anyone could score here for Mexico. I'm not really sure how this game is going to play out because these two teams have absolutely rolled through this tournament, but something's got to give. Neither team has conceded a goal, and they've also been outscoring opponents by obscene margins. So the United States has scored 56 goals, not allowed one score. Mexico, 57 goals, not allowed one score. So this is exactly what you would think looking at those numbers. This would be the final. As Rosario from Puerto Rico is the referee today. Got a couple others as the captains meet. Riley Jackson is the captain for the United States, has been this entire tournament. But yeah, this just felt inevitable. Once you saw these two teams played and the numbers they were putting up in the group stage continued through the knockout round, it felt like we were due for a meeting. And we are alas at the final. Someone's going to be hoisting that trophy there. You see it right in the middle. The Concacaf U-17 trophy is on the line. Here's that United States starting 11. Riley Jackson, like I said. Kohler is a issue, so is Villarreal, who's back in the starting lineup, and Safradin is in net today for the United States. Her and Gundry had kind of been switching on and off, but through the semifinal and through this championship, we'll see Safradin. I again expect the best game that these two teams have played. There hasn't been any close contests on either side, but I think we're finally going to get one. The United States beat Canada 3-0, even in the semifinal, 5-0 Mexico over Puerto Rico. And you can feel the energy. Mexico in black, they've got some shades of pink in there as well, and then the United States in white today. This is the third straight championship in which these two countries have met. A long rivalry in women's soccer, and it continues tonight. All right, here we go. First kick from the Dominican Republic, and this one floats back past the captain in Colin. In net today for Mexico is Carmen Lopez. Coda got the start in the semifinals. Jackson with her first touches, pushes it behind her. Savannah King on that left wing was very effective for the United States. As Tatiana Flores, lots of pressure. Roller has to push it out. That's one thing about Mexico. They're a transition team through and through, and they press pretty high up. which does mean if the United States is patient, there will be seams and places to burst out, but it also means it can really fluster some of the backs. And you'll see, especially Tatiana Flores up top, try to cause a lot of mistakes. Jackson. Here she is again. You see Flores, Soto surround her. That is going to be a foul. But that's what they're trying to do. I mean, first of all, a lot of times they'll do a line change at halftime, as you see Natalia Astrain, who's the head coach for the United States, because those forwards do get tired. But can't say I really know exactly what their strategy is going to be in this match, strictly because we haven't seen them really play too much of a competitive match yet, so some of the substitutes happened because the game was almost already over. Villarreal squares up for the United States, pokes it wide. Gamero, Thompson comes up, heads it down. Here's a chance, a shot, and it sails over the crossbar. Coming up to take that for the U.S. See Gamero, she is a huge part of what the United States is doing offensively. With her left foot, goes for that one. And Gamero had a goal, the third one for the U.S. against Canada. She has 5 total in this tournament, but she also has the most assists. She's got 6 assists so far. I mean, to be fair, 14 players have scored for the United States, so there's a bunch of players with multi-goals, but Gamero is a creator first and foremost. Martineau feeds it back. Thompson. Villarreal. Kohler flicks it in, Villarreal, and coming out is Lopez to cover that up. That's a danger zone. The last thing you want to see as a keeper is Villarreal sprinting towards you with Kohler on her back. 2 of the best goal scorers for the United States. Villarreal, 8 goals. Just an incredible stretch that she's had. 5 goals against Puerto Rico. So 1 single game with 5 goals. And Kohler has 6, so it's just those numbers I will continue to mention. They're just obscene on both sides. Mirabel Flores takes it away. Turnover there. Suarez came in the second half for the U.S. in that semi-final match. You know, the United States has found themselves oftentimes in blowout games. So there's been games where players that, you know, would typically be starters just haven't even come in. They're not necessary. Here's a cross in front. Martineau deflected. Nice rejection there. Fong got in front of that for Mexico. Swiped by Soto. Trying to move quickly here. Vargas. 3 defenders in the mix. Players falling all over the place. And we still continue play. Jackson retreats. Get Flores, Soto. Pressure. King. So you see Tatiana Flores as the center forward. Mirabel Flores is the right forward, and then Soto's on the left. And you'll see Mirabel Flores is often the one feeding the center. Villarreal plays with it. Cross. Broken up. Corner coming for the United States. This is the first set piece that we'll see from either side. Boy, you can just feel the energy in this game, and interested to see if we'll have any lulls or if it will just continue at this high a pace. So you see Suarez towards the post. Villarreal's trekking forward. Kohler, way over. Again, this is the third straight championship match between these two countries, Mexico and the United States. The United States has won the last two. Grenada, well, in Grenada, I should say. In 2016, that tournament, the United States won 2-1. And NWSL and Washington Spirit superstar Ashley Sánchez scored the game winner. She also is a part of the U.S. Women's National Senior Team. So that's just proof that this is a pipeline for both of these countries to move on to the senior level and obviously play soccer at a high level for a long time. And then most recently in 2018, Nicaragua and Florida, that's when where that tournament was played, and it was a 3-2 win for the United States. So it's never, ever been a blowout. I mean, you even go back to 2008 when Crystal Dunn, who's, you know, a legendary women's soccer player, was on the U17 team for the United States. That was just a 1-0 victory in the semifinals for the U.S. There's just a lot of history as you see that foul committed by Tatiana Flores. Jackson falls down to the green. And it seems like it's a very real possibility that the senior teams meet in the Concacaf final this summer, too. I think the three best teams, Canada, the United States, and Mexico, at the senior level in the Concacaf tournament. Savannah King. Suarez tries a cross. Gamero racing towards it. Makes a move. Espinoza shading her. Back to Gamero. Little give and go. Goes out. Again, Kohler, Suarez, Villarreal. I mean, Gamero as well. Those are the players that can be real scoring threats for the United States, but don't count out Martineau, Thompson, etc. Slow roller from King. Lopez plays it at her feet. Villarreal challenges her, and so she'll just pick it up and walk it out. For both keepers, I think this is going to be absolutely the hardest challenge that they've had. Of course, neither keeper has conceded a goal. That is likely to change unless we go to PKs, and then, of course, that won't really count. King. Villarreal guarded tightly. Obviously, Mexico's very aware of what she's capable of. Martineau, Suarez picks up speed, starts and stops. What a tackle there by Fong. A battle brewing between Suarez and Fong. Mirabel Flores helps her out, and that's off the U.S. and Suarez. You know, again, with everything we're talking about the United States, Mexico has better numbers, technically, 57 goals and no goals conceded. And Fong defensively has been a huge part of that. Went down with an injury in the semifinal game. Weren't sure if she was going to be, you know, healthy enough, but I'm glad to see her out there. Jackson with it in the circle. Vargas, Kohler, Alice Soto. Bouncer, back to Saffredin. Miscommunication. Colin is able to survive. King surveys before she controls. Flores on her heel. Roller sends it back to their keeper, Saffredin. Jolts it forward. Fong comes up. Roller. Just a mirror in Soto there. One touch. Fong punches it forward. Tatiana Flores comes up. Not a great angle. Service in. Vargas. Chaos. Saffredin covers. She's landed on by Vargas. That was a close call for the United States. This is what Mexico does. Blink and you miss it. Or I should say, blink and you're down. Flores with this service. Vargas charging in, and ooh, so what happened there was basically Gonzalez for the United States was trying to help out our keeper in Saffredin, but ended up landing on her and sort of kneeing her in the face, but credit to Saffredin, she held on. Relentless here is this press from Mexico. They cause another turnover. Tipped forward. Soto lofts it to Vargas. Vargas trying to get an angle, takes a shot, and it's just off. Didn't have as much momentum towards the goal as it looked like it was going to. And here comes the U.S. the other way. Gamero. By the way, Gamero and Vargas are teammates in the United States. Villarreal in the 6. Too high over on a shot from Kohler. But yeah, Vargas and Gamero both play for Beach FC, and so they're a pair of, a couple of pairs actually, that play youth soccer together stateside. So this is intense for a lot of reasons, but it's also teammates versus teammates. There's bragging rights on the line when they go back to training for youth soccer. Saffredin with the boot. Espinoza. By the way, Espinoza, teammates with Riley Jackson. Got both of those players out of Atlanta. And then Beach FC for Gamero, and Vargas is in Virginia. Virginia Beach, to be exact. So there's just a lot of connections, and then a lot of these Mexican players, without the connection, play stateside. Villarreal in the 18, can't get a shot off. Gamero with the dish. She's out to get it now. Vargas is defending her. Kohler. Jackson, what a tackle there from Vargas. Ricochets off Gonzalez. Tatiana Flores, though, still with it. Intended cross to Mirabel. Flores, Soto plays through. Gets the bounce, doesn't have numbers. Back with the United States, but Flores again. I mean, this is the thing about Mexico. I mean, again, this press is really, really good. But they're super technically sound. We've seen throughout this tournament, some countries, you know, they're trying to play the style that Mexico plays, but they're committing, when they go to get tackles offensively, they're committing fouls, they're clipping legs. That's not what Mexico does. They are very clean with those tackles. Obviously, you will see some fouls, but just super well coached. Suarez lifts one over the crossbar. United States does have some threats from deep. We seen them kind of score every which way in this tournament. And I love this Fong-Suarez battle that's going on the left wing. That's been a really fun one to watch. Soto leaves it for Vargas, cut off by Thompson. Giselle Thompson takes off. Thompson is a player that has played big minutes. It's her and Gamero the most minutes for the United States. Everybody's played at least 194 minutes for the US though, and Gamero's played 384, Thompson 377 into this game, so obviously that's gone up. Safford in with the Holland, Suarez here. Vargas can't control. Villarreal with some room to work in the center, goes wide with it to Suarez. Arno. Circles back, Fong reads well. She's really having a great game defensively. Again, 10 teams have punched their ticket to India, Canada being the 10th one earlier today. These two teams already know they're going to India. And honestly, depending on seeding and stuff, they could meet again. This might not be the end of the road with this rivalry. Both teams making the trip in October. Goal kick for Mexico. Lopez back. United States trying a bit of that press. You see Gamero all over the place. Fong. King. Nicely played. Jackson. I mean, the footwork in this game has been really phenomenal. Tatiana Flores, Gonzalez cuts her off. Flores falls down in the 18. Gonzalez with a crucial stop there. Flores on a breakaway is, what, 80% chance of scoring for her. Kohler. Gamero. Wide with Kohler. Flings it forward. Kohler. Villarreal boxes out. Help defense is there. Martineau takes a shot and she scores. Hits the crossbar and goes in. The U.S. leads 1-0. Lauren Martineau from the North Carolina Academy, put on by the courage of the NWSL, shows some guts there. It's 1-0 the United States in the first half. Let's take a look at this one. She's far out, a couple of yards outside the 18. Lopez got a hand on that one, and it just hit the crossbar. Let's see. Yeah, she did. Just her fingertips. That was a rocket, though, for Martineau. And United States takes an early lead. Tripped up. Mexico can't gain momentum. We'll see how they respond here. That's the first goal conceded by Mexico in this entire tournament. Think about that. Player down for Mexico, it appears that it's Daniela Meza. But we knew it was bound to happen, that someone was going to give up a goal today. And Mexico gets it over with, I guess, in the first half. And now they have plenty of time to respond. It's just a situation that they haven't found themselves in 6 matches up until this point. And so we'll see what Galindo says to her team, again, head coach for Mexico. And again, it's Meza who's down. Here's that goal from Martineau from a different angle with her right foot. Just great stuff here, and she had a lot of time to just kind of perfectly place it. And again, Lopez almost had that, but ultimately it's 1-0, US leads. All right, they're gonna stretch her Meza off here in what I do think is a pretty serious injury. She immediately went down. The training staff has been pretty concerned, and because it affects her head, they're going to protect her with a neck brace, extra cautious, absolutely necessary always. And so unfortunately, her time is done. So Meza will come out and we'll see who she is replaced by. To Flores, Mirabel Flores, King, able to stonewall her just for a second, though. It goes out on the United States, back in the attacking third for Mexico. Suarez, hair out. Soto, right side. Still kind of stuck on this right flank. Controlled by Thompson. Gonzalez. Here's Roller, center back for the United States. To Kohler, sliding out, Fong last to touch. All right, so we do have a sub. Vega is gonna come in, that's Brenda Vega. She will, of course, replace Daniela Meza, who came out on a stretcher. Almost a score there for the United States. Lopez gets her fingertips on a shot from Kohler. Lopez directing her team down 1-0. First time Mexico has been down in this tournament so far. Villarreal. Vega takes it back from Mexico. Soto, Jackson, tangled up. Suarez doesn't connect with Kohler. All right, this will bring us to the cooling break here. Of course, we're in the Dominican Republic, and it's almost summer, so both teams will get a chance to take a breather here, get hydrated, and then we'll restart play. But let's just take a look at some stats, because I'm interested to see what the comparison is here right now. Yeah, so the United States does have 5 shots, and Mexico doesn't have any. Although it does feel like Mexico has been in the box and threatened. They haven't actually been able to get a shot off. And of course, US has the 1 goal and just 1 corner kick on either side. It's for the United States. And of course, I don't think Mexico is the type of team that's going to bombard the United States with shots. But they certainly can transition well, and then quickly, you find yourself knotted up. So it's gonna just be more about the threaded passes, the through passes, and getting it to Flores in the center or going wide with Mirabel Flores and Vargas streaking in. Again, Meza is there getting checked out. Really hope she's okay. It's really hard to see that end someone's time in this championship game, but absolutely necessary when there's any sort of head injury involved, and glad to see her kind of up and about. Again, most of these players born in 2005. There's some born in 2006, but the cutoff is January 1st, 2005. So you have to be younger than that, which means under-17 really does ring true. These players are still in high school, and yet they're playing for a Concacaf championship right now. Soto works it around. Switching fields. Fong on the right. Disrupted. Suarez, Kohler, both all over that. Martinez here. Worked back to Vega. Collin. Captain for Mexico. Tatiana Flores fouled on that one. So here's a decent free kick spot from Mexico. Could this tie the game up? Safford in, setting up that wall. Looks like Vega's gonna be the one on the free kick. And I think that's Tatiana Flores that is taken off her cleat on her left foot. And now gonna put it back on. Now it's to tie it. Nothing like the pressure of tying your shoe when everybody's looking at you. She's got it. Vega straight to net, and that's just off left. Let's see this again. Ooh, she was going for the upper 90, and boy, was she close. Vega. Little touch back to her goalie, Lopez. You see Villarreal wanting in on the action. Suarez comes up to press as well. This one floating to Lopez. Jackson resettles. Soto all over King, all over Roller. Now backs off a little. Vargas to Flores. Roller gets it out of trouble. In the 18, Jackson. Nice physical play there. Martinho, Kohler commit the foul. Both kind of ripping down Martinez. There was an initial bump from Martinez, as we see this here, and then Martinho not holding, but grabbing and ripping down her arm. Kohler was a part of that too. And so it is Mexico ball. Soto. Colin. Can't keep it. Villarreal, Gamero. Ahead to Suarez, off her head in the 18, and Fong again with that beautiful, just box out. I mean, she's stifled Suarez multiple times in this first half. The thing is it sustainable? I'm not sure. It's hard for Mexico. They're down just one, but the United States has had more opportunities for sure. The last thing you want to do is have a late goal here in the first for the United States. Mirabel Flores, one hop. Saffredin picks it up. Gamero beats one defender. The cross intended for Kohler. United States will stay in the attacking third. Martinez with that last clearance, or clear, I should say, not a full clearance. King telling Riley Jackson to drop a little bit. Kohler, no whistle. Goal kick. Fong, nice touch, Kohler. We're seeing, again, physical play but clean. It's not dirty, and I think that's the key difference here. There's nothing, I mean, obviously there's going to be some fouls committed, but, you know, 4 fouls for the United States, 3 for Mexico. And I don't think this has been poorly officiated or anything by Rosario. It's just that these teams are good at playing soccer cleanly but also physically, and I think it's been fun to watch. Again, high level. Nearing the end of this first half, we'll have some stoppage time. Just a 1-0 victory, or excuse me, a 1-0 lead. Not a victory quite yet for the United States. A goal from Lauren Martinho off the crossbar. Martinho scored that in the 20th minute. Gamero, Thompson, Jackson barrels through. Suarez, left wing, keeps it onside. One touch to Kohler, tackle unsuccessful by Vega. Kohler being pushed out though by Fong. King settles it back in, and Flores commits a foul. So a great spot for a free kick for the United States. Yeah, just, you know, pulled her down. Suarez. Jackson takes it towards the back post. And just a push by Roller, trying to get that header accurate. Leapt over a defender there for Mexico. Let's see who that was. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was Colin, but I don't know how much of a foul that was. Martinho. Villarreal takes a shot, and it's point blank. Lopez with the save. Rolls it out. Fong trying to get something going for Mexico. Kohler gets it right back. Centers Villarreal. Thompson. Ooh, Vargas definitely pulled her jersey. And so the United States will get it. Yep. It was clear, obvious to those of us far away as well. Gets a little warning there. Gamero bolts. Villarreal in the 18, across to Suarez. No shot. Soto the other way for Mexico. Leaving it for Flores to get. Safradin comes out. Martinho, Kohler. Suarez, left wing. Again, Fong. Suarez takes the shot and it's wide. Another look at this Suarez move. Again, Fong shading her all afternoon. There hasn't been a lot of seams in the Mexican defense, and that goal from Martinho was from very far out. On both sides, you know, there hasn't been a ton of action in the box. That's just a credit to the defense. But obviously, things can change after the halftime break. We saw that with Canada and Puerto Rico today in the third place match. Vargas takes a shot from deep, and it's way over. But again, like I was saying, you never know with some of these distance looks. Vargas, 10 goals so far in this tournament. Maloof for Canada has 11, so right now she would have the golden boot, but it's up for grabs depending on how Vargas plays. Over 45 minutes left in this one. Martinho can't connect with Thompson. See if Mexico can get one final push here for the halftime break. Vargas tries a nutmeg, commits a foul, shoves Martinho in the process. Gamero. Villarreal. Excuse me, this is Thompson. Now Villarreal takes a shot, and it's saved. Lopez with a denial. Nice save by Lopez. There was that sliver, and that's what Villarreal was going for. And Lopez rejects. Espinoza with the head. Still with the United States, though, attacking third. Kohler. Touched out by Mexico in the defense, so the United States will be the one to throw it in. Vargas. Two minutes of stoppage time coming. Nasty move by Flores. Up the middle. Jackson's pushing her out, though. Against some other teams, Flores would have just been able to go, but the United States has really strong midfielders like Jackson. And again, 2 minutes of stoppage time here. Soto. Martinho. King. Gamero. Martinho. Bouncer to Lopez. About a minute left of stoppage time. As hurls it out. Sends it wide. Fong. Vargas meets Thompson. And that's the final whistle here in the first half. So the United States gets a beautiful goal from Lauren Martinho, and it's 1-0 at the halftime break here in the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship game. Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship match. It is United States versus Mexico, and we've played one half so far in the Dominican Republic. Let's get things started. Here are the highlights. Mexico with an early opportunity. Tatiana Flores with the cross. Charging in. Vargas nearly got it there. See everyone tumbling around. This had an opportunity to be one of those goals where, you know, Saffordin loses it and it just kind of slowly rolls in. But alas, it's not. They survive, and the United States goes the other way. Suarez over the crossbar hits the top of the netting. Fong shifting her out very nicely for Mexico. And it's still scoreless. But here comes Lauren Martinho. Martinho, nasty stuff, a rocket from Martinho. And she makes it 1-0. That's the first goal that Mexico has given up in the Concacaf tournament. This is the first time they've been scored on at all. Lopez got her fingers on that one too, nearly saved it, but I think there was just too much juice on that one, and it was also perfectly placed. So it's 1-0, here's Mexico. That one ripped by Vega, and it just goes left, trying to go for that upper left corner. That's a great chance for Mexico. Here's a good one for United States, Villarreal. First from Thompson, makes some space, Villarreal alone. And it's 1-0. So it's Martinho right now with the leading goal after one half of play for the United States. Here are the stats. So shots are definitely in favor of the United States. You see possession time, that's a big one, 61% for the U.S. We'll see how Mexico responds in the second half. Again, gold medals, championship on the line for the United States and Mexico. And U.S. leads 1-0 at halftime.
I went from maybe I can to I know I will. From isn't she cute to fight. Coaches who seem stuck on we can now say we did. From women's football to every 90 minutes, I'm reminded we belong.
Welcome back for the start of the second half. United States, Mexico, this is it. The end of the Concacaf Women's Tournament. The championship is going to conclude today. Someone's going to go home with gold. We'll see who it is. Some hardware, of course. We saw that trophy pre-game, and we'll have, of course, a little ceremony for whoever wins it all. United States up 1-0 thanks to a goal from Lauren Martinho in the 20th minute. That's the difference right now. We'll see if Mexico has any sort of, different offense cooked up. There wasn't much going on for Mexico offensively, just 2 shots in that first half. United States, on the other hand, had 8. Lopez has been playing really well in goal as Flores takes a shot there from way out. And while I don't mind that, I think Mexico's at its best when they're able to cross in the 18 or just outside off those wings and get Flores involved. Offside, first one we've seen today. Villarreal is cheating up a little. Actually, a lot more than I thought. And the United States looking for its 3rd straight CONCACAF U17 title. Won in 2018 and 2016. Of course, the tournament didn't happen in 2020. Lopez in a dangerous spot, still able to get it to Fong. Flicks it forward. Kohler with a takeaway for the U.S. Up that flank. Mexico gets it. Fong, again, aggressive defensively for this Mexican national team. Espinoza in the shade. Finally some shade in the Dominican Republic. It's definitely been a hot one, hot couple of weeks. Vargas tries a nutmeg. Jackson. Soto. Kohler rips it away. Vargas trying to keep it in the attacking third for Mexico. Now Espinoza bounces it towards the right wing. Safferton calls everyone off and grabs it. So early, momentum for Mexico, but still haven't been able to get a great shot off yet. You can see Flores aggressive there for Mexico. It's going to be tough. They've been pressing for this entire game so far, and they're going to have to keep doing it to try to create some turnovers here and wear the United States down. See if, those turnovers go up as this game goes on. Soto from behind Colin. Vega slices it forward. Soto. Back with the U.S. Thompson. Right flank accelerates. Breezing past Panetta. Puts it right side. Gamero cut off by Colin. King switches fields. Martinho. Service in. Panetta unsuccessful with the clear. It's Gamero! Saved by Lopez. A diving stop there from Carmen Lopez. It might have been tracking out anyway, but still, Lopez has been playing really well. The United States again has scored at least 3 goals in every single match. Corner punched out by Lopez. The most goals scored by the U.S., 20 against Grenada. So this is a success in itself for Mexico, but they are so rarely held down. Vega came in as a sub. She's the last to touch on that corner. Again, Brenda Vega came in to replace Daniela Meza when she went down with a head injury. Kohler, way high in the air, roller, got a head on it, but it moves right. Goes out on Colin. Thompson comes up to take this. It's not a corner throw-in. King from deep, floating towards net, and it goes out of the stands. Or out of the pitch, I should say, into the stands. Fong. Flores turns on the Jets. Martinez in the midfield, searching for options, flings it forward to Flores. Thompson cuts everyone off. Vargas had a chance at that one. Felt like it just kind of dropped and was sitting there for a second or two. Remember, these two teams are already in the World Cup in India in October, along with 8 other teams, Canada being one, and then Japan, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, New Zealand, China, and the home country, India. There's 6 spots open. Europe and Africa will each get 3 apiece. Thompson, Gamero, penetrating that 18. Gamero, that one goes off of Vega. It seemed like that would have been at least a stop that Lopez would have had to make. Instead, Vega just runs that one out of town. Still gonna be a corner for the U.S. Jackson will take it. That's the 5th corner for the United States. No corners for Mexico. Short pass to Suarez, back to Jackson. Flores charging in. Lopez trying to beat Villarreal there and got her to knock it out of play. Espinoza, the long ball. Tackle there by Flores. Off her foot. Fans wanted a handball there on the United States. Espinoza. Back with Fong in the circle. Jackson for the US. Disrupted. You can see all these successful passes from the United States, and it just comes from a lot of patience here, and that is how you beat a high press. You know, at the professional level, some teams struggle to figure that out, and this has been a really solid performance from the United States, just taking care of the ball. We saw the possession time in the first half, over 60% for the US, and that's just, again, playing really smart soccer here. Thompson keeps on going. The cross! King almost had her first goal. Still going to be with the United States in the attacking third. But yeah, obviously the point of the press is to make you hurry up and cause you to make quick decisions that lead to mistakes. And the United States really hasn't. I mean, I think the early seconds and a couple of minutes of seeing the press were a little shaky, and then after that they've been pretty solid. But again, Mexico's relentless with that. So as we head towards the end of this game, will the United States get sloppy or not? Espinoza. Right in front of Galindo, head coach for Mexico, and then you see Natalia Astrate, who's the head coach for the United States, was with Kansas City in the NWSL last year, so she has a ton of experience at a very high level of soccer. Villarreal. Martinho. That's about where she scored that goal. Villarreal alone, just over the crossbar. Lopez cut her off. Let's see this again. Great pass from Martinho. And she gets it to bounce off her body and then places it very nicely in front of her. Lopez with the great challenge. And it's still 1-0. The United States just riding off that Martinho goal in the first half. Again, the 2 times these teams have played recently in the championship game, it's been 1-goal finishes with the United States winning. So we're on trend at the moment. Flores. Villarreal. Makes a move. Looking for a service. Fong denies. Roller for the US. Flips it to Villarreal. Now Roller takes it herself. Cameron Roller tried to cross, bounced off some bodies. Gamero. Off the mark. All right, so we have a sub coming in for the United States. It's Rabimbas, Melina Rabimbas, a very dangerous player to come in for the U.S. this late. But that's just how deep this United States team is. Villarreal will come out, Rabimbas will come in. 2 of the best scorers in this tournament. Rabimbas has 7 goals, and now she enters for the States. Rabimbas had 2 goals in the second half against Canada. to lead the United States to a 3-0 victory. A brace for Rabimbas, and she's had a bunch of multi-goal performances over the course of this tournament. Offside, Gamero. Yep, just behind Colin there. Serta is going to come in for Mexico. She'll take out Tatiana Flores, get some new blood in there to get up and apply some pressure. Serta has scored in the last 2 games. She scored against El Salvador, and she also scored against Puerto Rico. Or excuse me, I'm thinking of Puerto Rico. So she scored against Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. There's been a lot of matches going on here. It's hard to keep everything straight, but yes, Mexico beat Dominican Republic in the quarterfinals. Here comes the U.S. Lopez. Another fantastic save for Carmen Lopez. Suarez sprinting forward, nearly had an insurance score for the U.S. Let's take another look. Got the touch on Fong. Those two have been going at it all match. A corner for the U.S. Suarez with another touch. Kohler, nice tackle. Another corner coming. Mirabel Flores is now the only Flores in the match. Guess she somehow got that to touch off the United States, so it will be Mexico's ball. Let's see. Well, anyway, it's with Mexico here. Soto. Soto commits a foul, but she's also limping a little bit while getting up. Suarez punches it back to Kohler, not in time. Roller commits the foul. Yep, the jersey tug against Serta, that's what will do you in. Again, this has not been a game where a lot of fouls have been committed because these teams are causing turnovers cleanly. So combined, there's 11 fouls. I mean, we've seen games in this tournament that have had combined 40 fouls. Serta pumps the brakes, turns, squares. Marinho, look at that rejection. She can score, she can play some defense, but here's a cross. Saffredin right in front there. You could see coming towards that back post was Vargas. And this is where Mirabel Flores, again, is so dangerous. She often is the one distributing, but she will take a shot every now and then. So sometimes you're very worried about her crosses, and then she just takes a shot herself. That time looking for Vargas. Mexico with this free kick. Still very close. Mexico could tie this game up. just haven't put together, you know, a really nice stretch of, you know, 4 or 5 minutes offensively. Whose head did that go off? I think Thompson. Yep, so a corner for Mexico. This is the first corner for Mexico today. The United States has 6. Here's that chance I was talking about. Flores. You can hear the fans from Mexico getting loud at this moment. They know it's absolutely crucial. Quickly headed down by Thompson. Flores gets it right back though. Bouncing around in the 18. Martinez out to Soto. Soto to Flores. Taps it in! Mirabel Flores. An incredible score. We're all knotted up at 1 apiece. That's the first goal the United States has given up in this Concacaf tournament. That was pretty. Look, Soto basically says, Flores, come get this. She stretches out, pokes it in at the last second. I didn't think she had a chance at that one. Incredible. Mirabel Flores, like I said, she's often the one crossing that in, but there you go. Perfectly touched. And it's 1-1. Well, all they needed was one corner. And it wasn't necessarily off the corner, but once they got that corner, good things happened for Mexico. All right, Thompson is going to come out. Didn't see exactly what happened there. She was obviously in the mix with Saffredin, and so she might have got bumped around by the post. Anyway, it's 1-1. This game just got a lot more interesting. We'll see what the United States does. Because once again, like I said with Mexico, they find themselves in a place that they haven't been in, just giving up a goal. Now we're back to the drawing board. Roller. Martinho has the lone score for the U.S. Vargas stripped her and then a late whistle. Let's see. I think it was the follow through at the very end, but that was pretty close. Serta, hip check. Fong to Lopez. Collin does feel like that goal has really given Mexico some life. Look rejuvenated. In the 18, Saffredin leaping forward. Thompson's back in. We will go to a shootout if we're tied, by the way. It's important to note. Obviously, we're going to have a champion. Colin with a nasty move, breaking some ankles. Soto. Here she is again. Vargas snakes through, beats Thompson. Now she's up the left side. Another move in the 18. Thompson just trying to get her out. The two going head to head. And Vargas commits the foul. Well, I have to see that again, but I think Thompson was initially the one holding Vargas, but it was the final, jersey pull that got Vargas tagged with that one. Gamero. Colin, that's going to be a foul. Not on her. Rabimbas called for that one. All feet, no ball. That's a foul. Kohler is going to come out, and we'll see Mia Buda for the first time today. Buda is one of just 5 players that have played in all 6 matches for the United States. And we'll see Vargas come out. So 2 of the top goal scorers for Mexico are out of the game. Vargas and Tatiana Flores. Saldivar comes in. Saldivar, though, created the 3rd goal for Mexico. Actually, I guess it was the 5th goal for Mexico in that win against Puerto Rico. Rabimbaso with the takeaway. Suarez tried a fancy move, was denied. Rabimbas pushed by Fong. A little extra words. It's a very high intensity match. Yeah, just shoved her. I mean, you can tell with both these teams, there's a little bit of emotion spilling over for a lot of reasons because they're trying to win. Also, they haven't found themselves in this tight of a game yet. Remember that. Nice clearance by Mexico. It'll still be with the U.S. in the midfield. And I think this will bring us to our cooling break here in the second half. So both teams will go to their respective sides and chat about their strategy and get some water, but chat about their strategy here. Try to win this one in regulation. Nobody wants a shootout PKs to decide a championship like this. Again, both teams know that they're going to the World Cup, but they, you know, with all of the time and effort that they've put in, they want to win this thing. And Mexico has taken out Flores and Vargas, but Mirabel Flores is still in, and we just saw Saldivar come in. Those are the two from Mexico, and of course Soto has stayed. So that's probably the group of three from Mexico that if you're the United States, you want to be the most worried about. For the United States, they really haven't made too many subs, which may change in these next couple of minutes, although they did put in Buda. But I think Rabimbas and Gamero, that would be the pair for the U.S. Late in this one. Again, the United States, Lauren Martineau scored in the first half. 20th minute, put the United States up 1-0. They sustained that lead until very recently when Mexico and Mirabel Flores just tied the game up. Shot difference is 14-4 in favor of the United States, and yet we're at a draw, and anything can happen in PKs. Soto. Roller. Suarez. Rabimbas with a chance here, shoots and scores! Melina Rabimbas! The United States goes up again. That seemed like danger, and it was. Rabimbas had too much time to think about that. Look at this. First of all, great from Suarez, falling down, and then basically a 1v1 with Colin. Rabimbas had 2 the other day, 1 here. That's 8 goals in the Concacaf U17 championship, but this might be the most important one if the U.S. hangs on. Mexico now playing from behind again. At least they've done this before in this match. Saldivar tries a service in the 18. Gamero, Martineau. Suarez just had that assist. Tries to feed Rabimbas again too far behind her. So if Mexico scores and we go to extra time, we will have extra time to do it traditionally. 15-minute halves, and then PKs if necessary. Foul there on Flores. Again, Mirabel Flores has the lone goal for Mexico right now. Trying to get it from Martineau, trips her up. Definitely foul there. Roller, Serta. Serta with that check. And if you're Mexico, I understand wanting to be physical, just don't want to get frustrated to the point where you start committing needless fouls. Suarez, left wing. Swerves through. Here she comes again. This all started from just a mistake on a clearance there. Comes back to haunt Mexico. And the United States is a type of team that you just can't really commit any mistakes against. They will make you pay, especially a player like Suarez up top. She creates beautifully for Rabimbas, who finishes. Here's a chance, roller off the header. Bouncer to Lopez, grabs it off the ground. Buda, Mia Buda with her left foot. Point blank save for Lopez. Bimba stays on side, takes a shot, Lopez in front of that one. But if you're the United States, you're wasting clock here. A foul, late whistle. Panetta just kind of took King down. Ooh, yeah. A cleat in the rib cage. That is a foul. Suarez. Bounces off of her and out of play. Top of the netting. United States will make a sub. Oliaro will come in, Mia Oliaro, and she'll take out Suarez. Taylor Suarez with, again, potentially the most important assist and takeaway, by the way, on that clearance of this tournament so far. Bimbas. Back with Mexico. Off King. Gotta utilize that space if you're the United States, also just to, again, waste some clock here. Gamero floats through, Thompson. Waits for it. Buda. Backtracks. Gonzalez switches fields. Too short on the cross. Roller has Soto on her back. Safford in. The one time. Martin Ho. Espinoza. Serta, roller, United States ball. Oliaro watches it go out. Thong moving quickly. Again, Concacaf U17 final. This is it. Final minutes of play. United States up 2-1. Mexico, who was down 1-0 at halftime, tied the game up in the 66th minute with just a picture-perfect goal from Maribel Flores. And the United States responded 11 minutes later. Alina Rabimbas with her 8th goal of this Concacaf tournament, and that's where we stand. Trying to force an error. Flores, King. King will get it. U.S. possession, Gamero, she's so steady with it. That's probably who you want. Thompson as well. Snakes, the middle. Back to Gamero. Espinoza trying to get the angle. Gamero avoids a tackle. There's a shot. Lopez with a save. Over the crossbar it goes. Corner coming for the U.S. Lopez has played very, very well. Oliaro with that shot. Split the D with that one. Late subs for Mexico. Ramirez. She'll come in for Pineda. And then we'll also see Guijarro come in. Catherine Guijarro takes out Fong. Jackson, short pass. Oliaro back to Jackson. Throw in here for Mexico. Again, regulation is nearly over. Hear the applause from the United States side. Just trying to keep it in their attacking third. Live through the remaining minutes of regulation and the stoppage time. Gamero, all by herself, beats a defender, shoots, and is just wide. Sounds like we're gonna get 3 minutes of stoppage time, so there's time for Mexico to tie this game up. Look at this from Gamero. Beats Espinoza, just straightforward with the ball. Soto. Martinho steals it away from Martinez. Shifts backwards, goes left wing. Oliaro. Playing it in the corner, trying to force Mexico to commit a foul or cause a corner. Again, 3 minutes of stoppage time. It's all that's left here in the final, the U17 Concacaf Championship. Martinho. Played behind by Thompson. Gonzalez chips it forward. Ping-ponging around right now. Lopez could probably use a pretty big boot if she can. Past the midfield. Hops over a defender in Jackson. In the attacking third for Mexico. Cleared out. Right to the Mexican coach in Galindo. Saldivar. Thompson with some straight up defense. Saldivar pokes it forward. Espinoza. Gonzalez denies. Again, Mexico moving quickly. We're about halfway through stoppage time. Gamero. One final push for Mexico. Soto. Leaves it wide, Mirabel Flores. Up that right wing, King trying to stop her. Saffredin gets there. She'll cover it, hold. You can feel the energy on the United States bench. Seconds away here for the US. Saffredin, I think, got clipped, by the way. She's up and directing traffic.
Dale, ahora puedes terminar, puedes terminar. Ahí, puedes terminar.
And there's a final whistle. The United States, 3 in a row. They defeat Mexico 2-1 to win the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Mexico gives the United States all they could handle, tying it up in the second half, but Melina Rabimbas comes up huge for the US. And they're victorious. A celebration and devastation on the Mexican side. Both teams, though, are headed to the World Cup in India. We're going to hear from both sides, and then we'll have an awards ceremony. And so we'll send it to those interviews as soon as we can.
Dale, 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 ahí.
But when up in here, you come here and we do the challenge next to it, okay? Yeah.
Nacional de México. Michelle, al final fue un partido complicado, cerrado, pero consiguen el subcampeonato y clasificar para el Mundial. ¿Qué enseñanzas le deja a una niña de tu edad competir en este nivel?
Pues la verdad me enseña mucho a competir. Me he preparado muy duro para esto y tal vez quedamos subcampeonas, pero no nos rendimos y esto es solo un pasito de todo lo que vamos a lograr y que todo México confíe en nosotras porque vamos a llegar al Mundial y vamos a ser campeonas del Mundial.
Ahora únicamente les queda trabajar más rumbo a la Copa del Mundo en la India. ¿Cómo crees que será su preparación para un torneo tan importante?
Va a ser muy frecuente y muy intensa porque esto nos va a enseñar a ser más fuertes y a estar más unidas que nunca. Estamos muy confiadas de que vamos a trabajar muy duro para ganar ese campeonato.
Muchas gracias. Gracias.
Ya. La cámara, pásale por allá abajo. No, saque, no importa, no menos.
I am here with player number 19, Lauren Martino, goal scorer in today's match for Team USA. Lauren, congratulations. Your team just won the Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship, and you'll be heading to India to participate in the 2022 U17 Women's World Cup. What does this victory represent for you, your team, and your country?
It's just amazing to get the result that we have worked for this past 4 months or 6 months over the course of these camps, and all together, I mean, this team is just amazing. All the efforts on the bench, our team is so deep. They put in so much work for us, and everyone contributes to this win, not just the players that started.
What advice do you have for other young girls working towards that World Cup dream?
Just never stop working. You know, it's about the stuff off the field. It's about being a good person before a soccer player. That's what we emphasize here, and just never stop dreaming.
Thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
campeonas del mundo, ¿eh? Porque vamos a ser campeones del mundo, ¿sí o no? ¿Sí o no?
¡Sí!
¡Venga, va!
Muy bien, chicas. Venga, así lo dijo todo este señor. Venga, México. El doble y el triple que es necesario. Porque México va a estar en la batalla. Así que vamos.
Listo, va, la porra, va. Va, que tú tiras la porra, va. Va, que tú tiras la porra.
¡Mexicano! ¡Grito de guerra! ¡Un, dos, tres, México! ¿Hasta dónde puedo estar? ¿Tú me dices?
Damas y caballeros, por favor, démosle la bienvenida al escenario a los dignatarios de Concacaf.
All right, welcome back. We'll have the award ceremony here in the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Of course, the United States crowned the winners. Very, very exciting for the U.S. Mexico gave it just 110% and ultimately fell 2-1. It was such a thriller to watch as the United States needed a very late 77th minute finish from Melina Rabimbas to ultimately pull out and win that game. It seemed like Mexico had picked up momentum at the bitter end after a goal from Mirabel Flores to tie it up, but all in all, the United States proves to be just slightly better today. We'll see how things play out in the World Cup. It's really exciting. All right, so we've got the 3 World Cup teams representing CONCACAF lined up right now. And we will see Mexico and their captain Colin come up to accept this. Everyone representing CONCACAF here to accept the second place trophy. Again, they're still going to the World Cup, and they will also get the Fair Play Award. So Mexico gets the Fair Play Award, which I definitely agree with. I think that they so rarely commit fouls because they're so well coached and execute in a completely fair way. So it just makes a bunch of sense. I was saying that earlier in this game. And then we will see the United States get honored here. Saffredin for the United States. Going through the line, coming to accept her trophy. And Saffredin, after today's performance, will get the Best Goalkeeper Award. Split time with Gundry in this tournament, but today, a couple of awesome saves for the United States, and she gets the Best Goalkeeper Award. And then for Canada,
2022.
This is the award that was kind of up for debate until the bitter end in the final matches today, but Rosa Malouf with a finish to win against Puerto Rico gets the golden boot. Rosa Malouf, 12 goals. The top goal scorer here in the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Definitely earned it. Again, tapped in her final one to just kind of seal the deal against Puerto Rico today. So she gets that very pretty golden boot trophy. And then the MVP, the Best Player Award, goes to Riley Jackson for the United States. Riley Jackson was so critical to the United States in their midfield, created so many opportunities. A lot of the goal scoring and build-up started through Jackson, and obviously did a ton defensively. So very deserving for Riley Jackson to get the Best Player Award here at the Concacaf U17 Championship. And of course, her team, the Victors, joins Saffredin as the best goalkeeper to represent the United States.
Presentará medallas de reconocimiento a las oficiales del partido de esta noche.
They will come and celebrate the referees today as well. I do think that this has been officiated really well. And we haven't had any incidents or kind of crazy moments, and that's just something to be thankful for. If you're not really noticing the referees, that means they're doing a good job. So it's made our lives easier, made this Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship go smoothly.
Felicitemos al equipo del tercer lugar para este
and now they will honor
femenino.
Canada, who again lost to the United States yesterday. 3-0 was the final score, but went into the third place match today, knew that they had to win in order to punch their ticket and move on to the World Cup, and they do just that. And with that victory, Canada gets bronze, and so they are honored here, all the players getting their bronze medals. And of course, getting third place is such an award in itself. And this Canadian team just had that one loss to the United States. Everything's on the table too, with the World Cup coming up in October in India. So any of these three teams could make some noise. Again, they're going to join Mexico, India, China, Japan, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, the United States, along with Canada here, and then 3 teams from Europe and 3 teams from Africa. That's the slate for October. The Canadian coaches getting honored, as well as Ella Humphries, head coach for Canada, third place finish. Take a photo, which is nice. Again, obviously really thankful for the Dominican Republic for hosting this whole event. Dominican Republic fell in the quarterfinals to Mexico.
Por favor, felicitemos al equipo del segundo lugar de este
Very nice of the United States here to make a tunnel for Mexico. Again, a lot of these United States players play with the Mexican national team players at their youth level, so this is a really cool thing for them to do. They will certainly be some teams to reckon with, both sides. When the World Cup comes in October, Holland and company come up to get silver. I really thought that the tide had turned in the second half after Mexico scored that goal and just barely slipped away, but they really did fight till the end. And it seemed like a coin toss going into this game who was going to win, and the United States just survives. So Mexico should definitely be very proud of their performance. I know it's heartbreaking to come this close and not come out victorious, but this is an experience they'll remember forever. And Espinoza, Fong, all the players that played their hearts out today. Good to see Meza too. She exited with an injury, so I'm glad to see she's up and about, able to get that silver medal. Alice Soto too. I mean, she's just, you can tell the heartbeat of this Mexican team. And of course, Ana Galindo, head coach. And you see the Mexican team uniting there for one final photo here. The second place team in the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Lost the one game, and it was a 1-goal loss to the United States. Ultimately outscored opponents 58-2 Mexico. What a feat there for the Mexican national team. All right, and here are your winners. The United States win the Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship. They're going to the World Cup, and they can celebrate here. Riley Jackson wins Best Player, Saffredin's the best goalkeeper, and the United States is the best team. Come up to get their gold. Excitement on the faces of the United States, who remain undefeated throughout this entire tournament and outscore opponents 58-1. 58-1. Conceded their first goal to Mexico today in the final. Other than that, were simply perfect. They're going to line up on the stage. See everyone facing their families. We saw, Canada shout out their moms when they won, and I think a lot of these players are, hopefully a lot of their mothers are in the stands, but a lot of these players are thinking of their moms on Mother's Day, all the sacrifices they've made to get them to this point, and all the mother-like figures in their lives as well. And so this is a very special way to cap off what has been a fantastic tournament here in the Dominican Republic, as the United States again gets gold. Natalia Astrain again took over for this U17 squad after being an assistant in Kansas City in the NWSL. And look what she's done, accomplished gold in year one. Yeah, you just saw the United States scream Happy Mother's Day to all their moms in the stands. Just a really special day for all teams involved. Again, Canada, Mexico, United States are all going to the World Cup in India at the U17 level. And the United States beats Mexico 2-1 in the final to win the whole thing. They get gold and they get that trophy. Riley Jackson, the captain, the best player. According to Concacaf, she gets not only her own hardware, but she gets to hoist We'll never forget this. A lot of these players will have a long career coming up in soccer, whether it's college, international, you know, playing for their senior team someday. And of course, everyone's going to the World Cup, so just continuing a fantastic run.
Damas y caballeros, Concacaf.
All right, here are the highlights from this United States-Mexico final. Processions for both teams, a high-intensity moment. Both teams looking to hoist that trophy. And we get first kick. Right away, Mexico has a decent opportunity. Tatiana Flores with a cross. And then just some chaos. You see Saffordin get there in front, and then Gonzalez comes over her defender and kind of runs into her. Vargas is there for Mexico. Everyone's fallen down, and yet no goals go through. Here Suarez takes a shot from deep in the first half over the crossbar for the United States. One of the first good looks for the U.S. Back out to Martineau, Lauren Martineau, the top of the 18. Hits the shot, upper 90, gets some help off the fingertips of Lopez, who nearly had this save. But ultimately it goes in and it's 1-0. The United States takes the lead with this 20th minute score from Martineau. And again, there's so many weapons that there's just another one. I mean, the United States has so many options to score. There's a great look from Vega on a free kick for Mexico, going the other way from deep, almost hits that. Thompson, Villarreal, Lopez denies. Carmen Lopez, by the way, played exceptionally well for Mexico. Villarreal denied there, and that's the end of the first half. So it's 1-0, the United States leading because of Martineau going into the halftime break. So a very narrow lead. There's Martineau again, taps it to Villarreal, who has a look and sails it over the crossbar. She went flying across the body of Lopez too, and this was one of the best opportunities for the United States to put this game away, but they don't. Here comes Suarez. She has a chance. Lopez rejects her. Again, can't say enough about the Carmen Lopez performance, especially late in the game. And then Mexico comes the other way. This one dumped off for Flores, Mirabel Flores, and it really looks like she didn't have a chance, right? And then she somehow gets that through. Look at this cross, by the way, from Soto. It seemed like Thompson had her boxed out, and still ever so slight on that touch from Flores. And it's 1-1. We're all knotted up. This is in the 66th minute, and suddenly, though, for Mexico, just tied it up. A mistake on a clearance. Rabimbas scores. Rabimbas, an absolute menace all tournament for teams she was going up against. Suarez with that takeaway, and that's just unfortunate for Mexico, and the United States capitalize on an error there. And again, you see Rabimbas making some magic happen. It's 2-1. That's the final score. The Rabimbas goal is the game winner, and the United States Concacaf U17 Women's Champions. Celebrating, deservedly so. All three teams will be going to the World Cup in India, but you see that trophy celebration for the United States. A very thrilling win. Just some final look at the stats. You know, the United States did dominate possession time, shots on target, corners. So ultimately, it was a great performance from the United States, and they came out victorious. Mexico gave it all they got, just fell short. But the United States Concacaf U17 Women's Championships. From Dominican Republic, we'll say so long. Have a great night, everyone.